This income report video is going to be different to my previous ones. The reason for that is I'm not only going to share my royalties from all of my books, but I will share the results of a new coloring and activity book brand that I started in April 2024. If you watch my normal income report videos, I can understand that when people watch my normal income report videos, they focus on how many books I've published over the last 5 years. And obviously, if they focus on the large number of books that I have published, they may think that they need a similar amount of books to get the same amount of royalties. So I wanted to create a brand from scratch and document my earnings as it will be relatable to most people. I've published 10 coloring and activity books under this brand in the last 7 months, and the momentum is really starting to build now. You don't want to miss out on this, as it proves that you can still make money with Amazon KDP today if you follow the right strategies. So let's jump into it. Here are my lifetime royalties from the new brand that I started. As I mentioned, I started this brand in April, and as you can see, that's when things start to get moving. Obviously, the beginning is the hardest part, as you only have one book and it takes a while to gain momentum. But as I release a new book roughly every 3 weeks, things start to gain traction. I have used the help of a cheap but good illustrator to create these books, and I will run through the costs in a minute. Now, I wanted to document this new brand journey for members of my step-by-step self-publishing course to show them what is possible if they follow my strategies. And I launched this brand when I was in the middle of making that course. Now that I've completed creating that course, I have more time to dedicate to growing this brand. You can see how things are progressing nicely now as this brand starts to grow and gets more books behind it. Things really took off in September. From just this brand, I earned around $1,050 in royalties. And as you can see here, for October, I earned $1,655 in royalties from 10 books in total. I would say that is a pretty big success. And as I publish more books and grow my audience, I expect this to rise considerably. I have combined using Amazon ads and various strategies on social media to grow my audience. Here you can see that I have 167 followers for this brand on my Author Central account. That means that these people are interested in my books and have chosen to follow me on Amazon to hear of my new releases. That is 167 people that will get a notification from Amazon when I release a new book. And of course, a portion of those followers will buy, helping to build momentum of those new books. So speaking honestly now, I think the trouble with most people in this business is that they lack patience. They don't wait around long enough for the real momentum to build. Now, because I know what I'm doing and I have a lot of experience on what works and what doesn't, I would probably see success faster than most. So instead of taking 7 months to earn $4,000, it might take someone else 10 months, a year, or 18 months to make $4,000. Now, some people might look at my figures and think, well, by the time he takes out his advertising costs and illustrator costs, it's not really a lot of money for 7 months. And this would be the mindset that most people will have that fail in this business. So it's not a lot of money yet. The real magic is when this brand starts compounding more and more. With every new book that I publish, I gain more money from new and repeat customers that like my books. As my books gain more good reviews and rise through the rankings, I attract more organic customers, and it begins to snowball. I sell more books, I attract more people to my social media accounts, I then have more people that will see my posts, and this compounds. You can literally see from the graph how the momentum is building and how big the jumps are. A $600 increase from September to October is incredible. And just to give you a rough idea for expenses for this brand for October, I paid around $250 on Amazon ads, and I also paid my illustrator around $280. So as I said, some people may not be happy with the expenses to royalty ratio at this point, but I am in the building stage with this brand. The compounding will come and I will be rewarded in the future. In my opinion, this is a very wise investment. If you want me to continue updating you about this brand, please let me know in the comments. And also let me show you the royalties from these books in October, just so you can see that it is not one book that has taken off and is pulling in all of the royalties. As you can see, they're all making sales, but naturally some are more popular than others. The books with barely any royalties have only just been released. I just wanted to share this little case study with you to show that you can make money today if you are starting from scratch, even though it is easier than ever for your competitors to make AI coloring books, even when people say that this business is too saturated. A good strategy and approach will help you rise above most of the competition out there. Now, onto my overall figures. For October, I earned $6,543 in royalties. You can see that it says I have 1,660 books. Yes, I have published this many books since 2019, but I have unpublished nearly half of this amount. The reason for that is most of these books were made when I was first starting out. They were not good quality at all. As my standards have risen over the years, I've unpublished hundreds of these books that do not meet that same standard. Sales for this month were pretty stable, as you can see. My top 10 best-selling books brought me in just over half of my total royalties. And out of those 10 books, 4 of them were from my new brand of coloring and activity books. My hardcover sales brought in roughly 5% of my total royalties. I managed to sell 3,876 books for October, which takes me to 162,852 books sold since I started publishing in late 2019. Now onto my cost breakdown. Most of these subscriptions don't change except for outsourcing and Amazon advertising. I have increased my ad spend as we are now in Q4. I do this every single year as I want my books to sell more copies. And as they sell more copies, they rank better and are more visible for shoppers to see as we hit peak Christmas shopping time in December. This may seem like a lot of money to spend on ads, but again, this is an investment that I will get a nice return on. For example, I spent a similar figure on ads last October, November, and I managed to earn just under $17,000 in royalties in December alone. That is how crazy December can get, and that is why it makes sense for your books to be as close as possible to page number 1 for relevant customer search terms. Hopefully, I can beat $17,000 this December, but we shall see. Please subscribe to this channel so you don't miss the results over the coming months. Overall, for October, I'm very happy with my royalties. I believe last October, my royalties were only around $4,200 or something. So this is a big improvement, which has been helped a lot by my new brand. November is when a nice increase in sales should start happening as more people begin to buy Christmas gifts. So enjoy the increase in sales for the next 2 months. If you haven't watched my video on how to crush Q4, I highly recommend that you do, as it may help you to get more sales. Thank you for watching. See you in the next video.